Coming up in this video, I've got something big to show you. It's the all-new 2025 Nissan Armada. And when I say big, I mean it's a really big SUV. That's coming up, so stick around. The 2025 Nissan Armada is an all-new version of this full-sized three-row SUV and coincides with the launch of its upmarket stablemate, the Infiniti QX80. It's hard to imagine that for a model that first debuted 21 years ago, we'd only be welcoming its third iteration. But Nissan gave the first-gen Armada a 10-year run, then after a year away, Gen 2 hung around for 9 years. So to say that this third-generation Armada is long overdue, well, that would be an understatement. But the 2025 Armada does make up for the wait with some new offerings, such as an all-new platform and a Pro 4X trim for the very first time to provide better off-road performance for anyone looking for it. Also notable is the fact that Nissan dropped the V8 from the last generation and has replaced it with a new twin-turbo 3.5-liter V6. With a posted output of 425 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque, the new Powertrain offers an additional 25 horsepower and 103 pound-feet by comparison. The engine pairs to a 9-speed automatic transmission with paddle shifters, which is 2 more forward speeds than in the outgoing Armada for improved acceleration and cruising efficiency. The 4-wheel drive system has a 2-speed transfer case with 4 high and 4 low settings, as well as an auto mode for general daily driving. Fuel economy for the new Armada is improved compared to the last version, but still isn't considered miserly by any stretch. 4-wheel drive versions have a posted combined rating of 13.8 liters per 100 kilometers or 17 US miles per gallon. Now, by comparison, the 2024 Armada with the 5.6-liter V8 was rated at 15.7 liters per 100 kilometers or 15 US miles per gallon. The Pro 4X trim, which is new for 2025, is rated at 14.7 liters per 100 kilometers or 16 US miles per gallon. And 2-wheel drive variants, which are only available in the US, have a combined rating of 18 US miles per gallon. Someone looking in a vehicle category such as this is going to be concerned about towing, and this new Armada has a towing capacity of 8,500 pounds. Now, standard on all grades of the Armada is a Class 4 tow hitch and a 7-pin harness with pre-wiring, so that helps in that regard. On upper trims, such as this Platinum Reserve as well as the Pro 4X, you also get an integrated trailer brake controller. Something that's new to Nissan is now standard in this 2025 Armada, and that is trailer blind spot monitoring. So what you do is you just basically enter in the length of your trailer, you go up to 33 feet, and then the system will configure blind spots, so you don't necessarily, you may want to have those wide side view mirrors, but it does help with helping in blind spot detection when you have your trailer hitched up. So if you're still watching to this point, you probably like what you see, but you're also likely not a subscriber since my analytics tell me most of you are not, and I want to change that. Please subscribe to the Novak Report now and help me grow this channel. I put about 5 to 7 videos a month, long form, shorts, mostly auto, but some travel and other related content. Help me grow this channel. Subscribe now, and thank you for doing so. In designing the new Armada, engineers created a new frame and body with increased torsional rigidity and lateral stiffness. The intention is to increase the overall ride quality and sound insulation. Equipped with intelligent 4-wheel drive as standard, mechanical enhancements to the Armada Pro 4X include an electronic locking rear differential, adaptive electronic air suspension, 20-inch wheels wearing all-terrain tires, a metal underbody skid plate, and a unique front fascia reshaped for an improved approach angle. The Pro 4X offers up to 9.6 inches of ground clearance and a 33.9-inch approach angle. Pro 4X and Platinum Reserve grades feature load-leveling air suspension, which helps optimize ride comfort and handling. The system has multiple ride heights depending upon circumstance. It can lower at speed to improve aerodynamics, and when parked, it can lower 2 inches to ease access for people or for loading cargo. My tester was the top-tiered Platinum Reserve trim, which ran on 22-inch wheels and a full slate of LED front and taillight designs. Step inside and you'll notice significant upgrades compared to the last generation. In fact, with the Platinum Reserve trim, there is so much upscale appointments, it resembles its luxury QX80 perhaps more than it should. As would be expected, there is plenty of room inside the Armada with up to 167.6 cubic feet of passenger volume. As with other SUVs of this sort, third-row seating is roomier and better suited for adults, although it's still not perfect if you really want to have a lot of room back there. There's 20.4 cubic feet of cargo space behind the third row, which represents a 24% increase compared to the previous Armada. It increases to 56.3 cubic feet if you put the third row down, which is 6 feet more than before, and 97.1 cubic feet with the second and third row down. Lower trims feature dual 12.5-inch screens up front, but Pro 4X and Platinum Reserve trims upgrade to new dual 14.3-inch displays for enhanced user experience. There is a physical rotary dial to control the vehicle's drive modes and physical push buttons positioned laterally to act as the gear selector. Climate controls are thankfully all tactile buttons and centrally placed. Seating surfaces are plush and comfortable, bordering on the luxurious side, especially on upper trims, and with the Platinum Reserve there is a dual captain's chair option available. ProPilot Assist 1.1 is standard on the Armada, but the more advanced 2.1 version, which allows for limited hands-free driving, is standard on the Platinum Reserve. Also notable with the center touchscreen is the addition of Google built-in, which brings in familiar apps such as Google Maps, Google Assistant, and the Play Store right to the vehicle's dashboard. On all 2025 Armada grades, wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto are standard, and there are 6 USB Type-C ports throughout the cabin, plus a standard wireless device charger in the center console. And for parking, the 2025 Armada uses powerful camera technology to help drivers confidently park their large vehicles in urban areas and even off-road. It includes a 3D version of Nissan's Around View monitor, an invisible hood view, and a front wide view for seeing past parked cars, buildings, or other obstacles. So what's this new Armada like to drive? Well, it's big. That's certainly something to consider, but it's fine for the most part. I mean, you've got to get used to be driving something like this, and if you're not, that would take some getting used to. But, I mean, for what it is, it seems to handle pretty well. You're not really giving up anything when we've lost the V8 and we now have the 6. In fact, as I said earlier, you have more power overall. You just have to be used to something like this. But as for something like this, if you look at sales statistics, this category, this full-size 3-row SUV has seen a continual decline in overall sales in North America. Now, there's a couple of reasons why that could be. One, you might argue, is that, in general, this category, because vehicles of this size are also quite thirsty and they're heavy, and they're not always convenient, especially if you live in city environments. So, sometimes the realization that a vehicle this large and costly and gas guzzling is sort of falling out of favor with the times. That's certainly one theory. Another one, which some will argue, is that sales in the last couple of model years have been going down because most of the vehicles in this category are kind of old, so they haven't really seen new designs or refreshes. My take is I think the truth lies somewhere in between the two. We will see an increase in sales in this category as new models and new options become on offer. But I don't think we're going to see the type of jump that we might have seen a product cycle ago. There still is a need for this type of vehicle. I mean, if people who have a large trailer, people who have boats, who have large items to tow, and they also need 3 rows, so they don't want a pickup, something like this is going to be necessary. But I think where we're finding we're going to see the decline is in those in the past who, bought this not because they needed it, but because they liked it. And, trends come and go. I don't think that we're really in this supersize me phenomena that has sort of taken hold of North American vehicle owners as it once did. This vehicle definitely could use some electrification, to be honest. I mean, we have electrified pickup trucks and half-tons, so it's not like we can't do it with something this size and weight. Whether automakers are going to go that way, those who might say electrification is dead, it's not. There's just some ebbs and flows. Everything that's transformational does have peaks and some valleys, but the long-term trend is going in this direction. So You know, if this vehicle category in this class is going to remain viable, well, perhaps it's going to have to need a bit of, you know, assistance in the overall propulsion systems, because I just don't think people want to spend as much on gas, even though this is more fuel efficient than before. I think we need to see some changes, and you know, that could be part of a saving grace for this category. The 2025 Armada comes in 5 trim levels: SV, SL, Platinum, Pro 4X, and Platinum Reserve. Canadian dealerships will only have 4 trims, with SL being the entry point. Now here is the suggested retail pricing for each trim in Canada and the US. This 2025 Nissan Armada certainly has a lot of improvements made from the previous generation, but whether that will help it increase sales in a category kind of on the decline, that remains to be seen. That's what I think. What do you think? Leave me a comment and like this video. Share it with others as well. If you're not a subscriber to the Novak Report, please consider doing so. And if you are a subscriber, remember to ring the bell so you get notified of every time I upload something new. That's it for now. I'm Eric Novak. Thank you for watching.